All right, this is a bit of fun. This is first time we're obviously doing NBA Fantasy as part of our podcast. Something that me and you have done a little bit of in the past. I play most years. I think you've had a few years off, right, on NBA Fantasy, and now back in it with a group of mates. And this year around, we're obviously playing a bit of a interesting league, quite a small league. What, we got six of us in this league here, playing head to head. So we're going to get to play each other a fair few times. And obviously, we're going to get a bit of talent on the board here. And as you can probably see on the screen, we're going to be drafting about 8 minutes time or so, where we're going into an auction mode here for this draft. And then, yeah, I guess let me add a footnote here. We are drafting ridiculously early in in August. Let's be clear. But usually I sort of sign up a week before maybe the season starts, and tap on then. Everyone sort of jumps on at that point of the year, and it's that's when everyone starts to focus on fantasy league. But hey, that's all right. We'll draft a team. We'll sit on them. We'll think about it. We'll keep an eye on the news. And when players want to sit out because they've got mental health issues, then I guess we got to drop them, right? So I guess yeah, I don't know. And I think you got first pick, Nick. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Does that give you an inside edge? What do you reckon?
Look, there's a lot to unpack here. So, what we're going in with is uh different levels of following the NBA. And, this is a little bit of a plug for fantasy. It's a great way to keep track of the NBA and, monitor the games and have a bit more investment in them. And yeah, you're right. With six teams, we're all going to have probably 3 to 4 All-Stars on the roster at minimum, or at least in the starting lineup at minimum. And we're competing, against each other using, pretty standard set of rules here. You go on different categories. And yeah, look, I got the first pick. Pretty happy with that. We've got a salary cap of $350, and feel pretty confident.
Is 350 a default cap? I don't even know what the default cap is to pick. I don't
Could not tell you. Not the admin of this league, but do know that 350. It gives you a bit of wriggle room, right? Especially with 6 picks, is that you might be able to bet heavy on the front. And obviously, I've got the first pick, as you alluded to, and it's Jokic. It's got to be Jokic, right? He's coming off potentially 3 consecutive MVP seasons. He's going to have a fourth. It's not like he's going to stop doing what he's doing. He's so efficient. The hardest part for me is I've got to know how much do I want to pay. And there's a little bit of tactics here, because maybe what I do is I bait someone else into taking Jokic, which is a big hit, because, probably is deservingly the number one. But at how much of your salary cap do you want to afford to him? And correct me if I'm wrong, but what will occur is if you outbid yourself and go through all of the money, you're going to be staring at the $0 player list at the end of the draft, right? Is that how this plays out?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been in that situation, but yeah, by the time here's the reality though. You think about 350, it's probably not as much as you sort of think it is, because let's say Jokic is currently listed about $70, and the other top tier players are in the 60 sort of mark. So by the time you get 4 of those players, you're already at 240. You're already at
Mm.
240. That's about 66% of your salary cap gone. 4 players in, and you've still got 9 more to pick. Okay, and you've got only 30% left of your salary cap. It's similar to, like, I guess, filling out like an NBA team as a GM, right? You clearly burn a lot of your salary cap towards the top tier talent, and then now the key is to try and fill out your remaining spots with production. Yeah, and I guess this sort of fantasy league requires production in regards to stats, clearly, where which players will get stats on the board, and for cheap. But then everyone's in that same boat, similar boat in that sort of sense, where you're starting to run low on money by the time you made like your first five, 4 or 5 picks, and then you sort of go into a certain direction or not. Which yeah, I don't know. I guess we are, I can see the SGA currently ranked third. That's probably, I don't know, it feels high to me. I don't know, you reckon the SGA should be high? Had a huge season last year, don't get me wrong, top 10 maybe, but currently SGA is ranked third. Having a look at that list there, where you got Tatum, AD. Can AD stay healthy? Would it justify that $50 mark?
Well, we've made a couple of references to it, but when you go through this list, Damian Lillard comes out at $56, and James Harden comes out at 50, which is a big chunk of your cap. And both of those players, we don't know what jersey they'll be wearing come January. So it's difficult to know what the implication is for drafting those players. Maybe it's a great pick because they go somewhere new and have a successful season. Maybe it's a terrible pick because they sit out or they deliberately tank their value. And, as you reference SGA is coming off that 30-point season, and OKC is kind of poised, I think, right now to be a little bit more important than they have been in previous seasons. But, referencing the James Harden and Damian Lillard thing, what you want to do here is you want to figure out clairvoyantly who replaces them, right? So I'll disclose some chat. Scoot Henderson feels like a potential pick here because if Damian Lillard leaves, surely Scoot's going to have a pretty good season. But then as a caveat, rookie, so we don't know what he's going to get, probably not more than 20 points a game. So there's a lot to think about here. And obviously the people we're playing, I think we have a one-up on that knowledge. And there's probably viewers that are going to watch these decisions being made thinking that they've got a one-up on us. But it's going to be interesting. I'm drafting in 3 minutes. I've got a coffee after some previous recordings where I wasn't caffeinated as much as I needed. And we'll see what happens.
I scrolled down a little bit here. So you got Lillard at $56 here. A few spots to get above Harden, like you said, at 50. I guess as I look down this list a little bit, what the hell's the status with LaMelo Ball? Is he actually coming back start this season? I don't know. I don't know. Is this a spoiler alert here?
Well, I think it's more, some players haven't played a lot, right? So LaMelo Ball, for example, pretty consistently not playing more than 40 games. And that's multiple years in a row now. Anthony Davis, very high because of his defensive prowess, but not going to play the games that you want. And I'm actually curious now, because we're speaking out loud, where does Ja Morant reference on this list, knowing that he's not going to play much? $4, which is a bit of a steal, right? If you're willing to take that hit without Ja Morant for the first 25 games of the season. But you can get the rest of the season for $4. Ja Morant, bit of a sleeper, inadvertently, just based off.
He's going to miss what about 30% of the games by default, and then you sort of wonder how quickly he's going to sort of ramp back into the production that you hope he can put forth. You got Marcus Smart there as well now, somewhat taking minutes and touches away from him, you would imagine, to a certain extent too. So I don't know. It definitely is a low price there, but you play. Look, he'll go for more than $4, but whether that's going to be like 15 or 30, that's probably the bigger question, right? And yeah, it's a bit of a gamble there. I guess having a look at what else we've got on the list. Where's LeBron? I don't even see LeBron on this list.
No, LeBron,
there he is, 39,
LeBron's
39.
sitting at 39, which you could make a case and say is too high. The fact that every year since joining the Lakers, his games played have went down. And obviously can fill up the stat sheet across the board, but how many games are we going to get played at this point? And what is the Lakers' strategy for the season, right? We assume that they had such good playoff success last season that they're going to want to be in that position again. Well, LeBron doesn't play more than 60 games for that. And the only thing you could think, maybe this new rule with the All-NBA teams, maybe that's what gets him to 65 games. But we could safely assume that even some of those games will be that minutes restriction of 20 to qualify. So,
absolutely. Well, you're on the clock in about 50 seconds, man. Good luck, huh? Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, look, it's the only thing I worry about is knowing what to click. I want Jokic. I haven't made this a secret. I want Jokic, but I don't know how to click him and I don't know how to set the price. It'll be interesting to see what bidding war comes out of Jokic and then what people are willing to part with.
I believe once the time runs out, you get some corny music, then the buttons will change, and then you can choose who you want to pick. What are we playing? Are we playing 90-second rounds as well? I have no idea what our commission.
90-second rounds. So anyone who's watching, buckle in. If you are driving, make sure you're buckled in. If you're not driving, then just metaphorically buckle in, because you're in for the experience of a fantasy draft with, at best,
fantasy draft is matching our fantasy backgrounds right now, huh? Where are you at, man?
Well, I'm in the future. I've already won the league, and this is clairvoyant of that. All right. It's something. All right. Beautiful. So what happens here? We got 30 seconds and people have to outbid me. All right, got it.
So did you select him?
I've selected him. He's at the top of my page. I got a current offer.
Someone decided to pay $100 for Jokic.
Yeah. All right.
Who's a Denver fan in this league?
And I'm going to leave it there. I ran up the price on Jokic. That was the play. And you were up with the second pick.
I'm up. All right, man. The pressure's on the clock. Yeah, I feel like we're going 30-second rounds, not 90-second rounds for some reason.
It's gone quick. Just pick someone. Tactic. Nothing's happening. Bol. All right, interesting tactic.
This is the man to go for, and I'm wanting for $1. So who wants to outbid me for Bol? Like besides Phoenix fans, right? Nick.
I'm going with it. We'll see what happens.
Think he's going to get minutes?
No, I wouldn't be very confident. Maybe a couple of garbage things, but I'm glad that you had a good time drafting. We're really pleased.
Who ended up with him? I don't even know what happened here.
Looks like Team Illuminati.
Illuminati. Okay, there you go on the right hand side. I'm like, where do I look on my screen here? It's been a while since I've done an auction one. I usually just go to snake draft. It's probably a little bit easier, I think.
Just going straight for the big offers here. I feel like we're gonna tank some people's value here. I think we're gonna.
So what we got? We got Embiid, SGA. Everyone's still on the board. Embiid. Who wants Embiid? $62. Is he?
I don't know if I'm gonna keep the noise. Does the noise bother you on your recording? This is more of a technical.
I have no idea. I'm hoping that we actually are recording it all. It'll be like we just have to do the draft all over again. Just everyone pick exactly the same way you picked last time, and we just have to do another take because I didn't press the button to record.
Trae Young's an interesting one. So Trae Young going fourth here. I guess we should really, in real time, analyzing this. Trae Young going fourth. I'm currently winning the bid at 30. But Trae Young, you look at those stats, 26-10, even just a steal. I feel like this might be a bargain play. And, we're getting a full season now with Quinn Snyder as a coach. They clearly want that DeJounte Murray pairing to go ahead. So... I'm tempted here. I'm tempted to rock up the price a little bit.
I'm trying to figure out where you're supposed to look. So you're winning now, right? You've got him at $39 right now. But you're bidding against Illuminati and Brick City. I think is that right?
a part of me's playing a mini game now. Where I just want to raise the price of different players. I don't even want players at this point. I just want to raise the price of them. But yeah, you're looking at these drafts and you've really shifted in a different direction, going with Bol at $7. So yeah.
Yeah. Right. What do we got here? Stinger. Josh Giddey. There you go. He's a man. It's
not a bad. Look, this is definitely not a starting caliber pick. You would want him on your bench at best. It just depends on what you think you're going to pay for your bench. So I'm racking up the price here a little bit because Josh Giddey wouldn't be bad. We talked about SGA and how OKC is going to be a bit more important.
Surely Giddey has a good year with Chet Holmgren now also taking a lot of, focus off the...
Well, you think that 6.2 assists goes up to at least 8, right? Pretty safely.
Now it's just
me and
you're going to have this dogfight here over Giddey, man. We might as well just play rock, paper, scissors or something.
a lot of tactical betting here, right at the last second. I don't know what you're trying to do here. It resets the timer. I don't know why you got to keep doing that.
Maybe I just got a lag here. I've got to think about this for solid 9 seconds.
bit of a lag. Okay, got it. Yeah, look, you know what?
Remember, you were going for 12 Aussies and Devin Booker, right? So I know you need Giddey. You need Giddey here to get your 12 Aussies, right? I know you want it.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Give them to me. Give them to me.
I don't mind it.
I'm alright. I'm happy to take that. Always been a Giddey fan. Never really, built him with my first pick, but that's okay.
It's probably better than, who would have thought that would be the first player you picked up? But you did lose out on Bol. Weren't willing to pay more than $7 for Bol.
No. It was $1 bet and didn't pay off. So I wanted to pay 7 times that amount. So
here it is, right. Victor Wembanyama with no stats across the board and not knowing how he's going to go. Where do you think he sits just as valuable as Giddey? That would be the main thing here.
you feel like, and you're the dude that always goes, tall players get injured all the time, right? It's like, how many games do you think they'll play him? And then the Spurs are going to be conservative with him as well. So, if he gets a bit sore or something like that, is he going to play more than 50 games this rookie season? Will he play 70? I don't know. That's, how many minutes will he play too? They don't necessarily need to burn him out in a sense.
All right, looks like finally got my first draft pick there. Wembanyama. We'll see how we go. I feel like it's just going to be in contention of I think it's going to be contention of Rookie of the Year. That's what's going to happen here.
All right, you're up. What we got?
Yeah, look, I'm going with the SGA pick.
SGA.
SGA, it's going to be a hard one. I think a lot of people are going to feel a certain way about this.
$36. You reckon?
Clearly a hot name on a lot of people's lists here.
You reckon? How can you build on a season though that is just average 31 points a game, 5 assists, about 5 rebounds? Can he build on that? What are you hoping for from SGA that he just does the same thing again?
Well, you want him to maintain. You want him to be a 30-point scorer and maintain.
But then you've got Chet Holmgren now, obviously taking looks and minutes away from him somewhat as well. Probably reasonable that he dips below 30 points a game.
I think Chet Holmgren is your blocks. I think that's where you get real value on getting Chet on your team. I'm just looking at the pricing here. I don't know. I feel like him and Luka, I would take Luka over SGA. So that's why I'm letting that one slide through.
Team Joiner. Welcome to Team Joiner SGA.
You've
joined Which round am I going here? All right, here we go.
Surely it's Luka. It's got to be you, Luka. Luka, Giannis. We got Dame Lillard.
$1. $1. No one wants him, right? Give him to me. I'm happy to take Lillard for $1.
No, I'm straight. I'm getting sick of watching people go $1 bets.
$30. You reckon $30? You reckon?
I reckon it's a bad bet. He had a career year last year, averaging 32 with that. I can pipe up the price for you a bit.
I'm happy to take it at 30. I think it's 30. Who's coming in now? 35. Yeah, 35.
I just went straight back. I feel good about this, and I reckon he's going to be in a Heat uniform, and I think you can have him now at $35. I don't want him.
I'm happy to take this gamble. I think
could be a good one. And we still got some good names on the list: Luka, Steph Curry, Giannis, KD. I'm feeling good so far. I don't know what he's typing in there. I don't understand the chat currently. Devin Booker. Oh.
Manual offer, max 275. Press that button, man. For you,
I can currently go max
316, is it? Once again, surely Booker's stats are going to be depressed from last year. Now he's going to share a full season.
It's the efficiency, though. It's the shooting efficiency that you really want here.
KD, Bradley Beal, I don't know. If he averages like 22 points a game, that's probably.
I'm cool. Hey, Devin Booker at $51. That is a steal. That is a steal.
Happy man tonight.
That is. We are doing well. We are doing well.
Yeah, you'll regret that once he does his hamstring 20 games in though, right? And then he's out for another 30. And then they've got no reason to rush him back because now they've got such depth.
Gonna have a solid 60 games, solid shooting splits. That's what's gonna happen.
That's the story of Devin Booker, right? All right, what we got here? Donovan Mitchell, $35.
Donovan Mitchell coming up. You know what? I feel like this might be. Those stats look great. 28, 4, and obviously had that 71-point explosion. But I think something might have got exposed in that Knicks series. I would not feel comfortable betting at all. And the fact that he's going for as much as Devin Booker, I feel very good about my thinking thus far.
That's probably right? Yeah, Booker and Mitchell are probably in a similar level. You're feeling Book is 10 spots.
When you've got Giannis on the board, we've got Giannis on the board still, Luka on the board still. Very curious decision making at this point.
This is why the auction format, has some curveballs, right?
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate this. Kevin Durant going at the S small forward. Here's the thing. If I was to bite on this, there's a recognition. Out of him and Booker, we feel like Booker would play more games, correct?
I don't know. Book's hamstrings or
Oh, get out
dodgy,
of
man.
here.
I don't know. KD, they both got dodgy hamstrings. You're hoping they don't get injured at the same time, right? That's your hope here in Phoenix, right?
If
You
you
paid
were to have both these players on the team, nah, I'm not touching it.
you
I'm not touching it.
you paid 50
They're,
for Book. You don't
they're
think
trying to
KD's
bait
worth
me
50?
into picking him. They're trying to bait me. No chance.
All right, what we got here? We got Team Joiner.
There are some names on the board still that really do need to be picked.
It's all right.
But I'm happy if people want to keep burning money on these other picks.
LaMelo
Mellow
Ball.
ball.
LaMelo
Jeez.
Ball. Yeah, yeah. How do you value this guy, man? The like, top 10 pick if he's healthy. Once again, is this going to be the year he stays on the floor, clocks, 70 games? The Charlotte sort of make some noise here with him and Brandon Miller, or, is it just
Well, new ownership as well, right? New ownership coming in. What's the direction of the team? What do they want to do with this?
I don't know, what are we at? 21. Feels like a good deal. Whoever takes him at
It's a
21,
good deal.
you
It's a good
take
deal.
him, you take there's an upside there at $20, I guess. You're up. Where you gonna go with this, man? You can't top picks every single time. So Luca, right? You gonna click on Luca? Is that where your mouse is hovering over right now? Tyrese Halliburton. What's his ceiling? Hey, what's his ceiling? Is he ceiling like SGA? Can he get to 30 points a game? And
I
10
feel
assists?
like if
30 and
Giddy
10.
goes for
30 and
30,
10.
if Giddy can go for 35, I feel like you could easily see Tyrese going higher, right? There's real merit in the fact that that's a 20 and 10 guy, those steals as well, hovering around the six. You know, it's
Giddy's a really good rebounder though for his size. So I guess you got to give him credit there. I think Halliburton does a lot of good things too. Don't get me wrong. What's it now? 29 at the moment. 28, 29, 30. There you go. So
I'm going to keep going because I think you have to sometimes look at your own team and what you got. And I got Wembanyama at 34, and I feel like he's going to have that same level of production. I think there could be some. I feel like I'm gonna cap myself at soon because you don't want to get too high with this.
you want him. You want him, right? You want him. Yeah.
I think there's some merit. I think there's some merit into the fact that like you're gonna win a couple of categories with him. And I'm cool with that. With $40, that's good.
$40. All right, let's go. I'm up. All right, $1. Here we go. Who wants OG? Who wants OG? The man now in Toronto. How much are you willing to pay for him, man? Surely you're gonna
I'll
throw
offer
some
at
dollars
least
at him
two.
too.
I'll offer at least two. I'll just keep clicking that button.
Oh, here we go. It's starting to rock it up now. 18. Toronto is an
You know what? I
interesting
reckon you
spot
could
right
bait. I reckon you could bait other people right now. You pick an obscure player, and they'll be like, "Oh, he must be good." Click, click, click.
Toronto's probably prime fantasy land right now. They're probably not projected to make playoffs next year.
Well, what stands out most is that 67 games played. That
Oh, I take it.
you
I
look
take
at
it. $19
OG.
OG. I feel that's all right.
You wouldn't believe that OG plays 68 games. Like that's a big win if you can
Well,
get
OG
68
or
games.
LaMelo, right? They went for a similar price. OG or LaMelo, $1 different, but you feel like OG is going to have some really sort of stats are going to be greater than last year. Whereas LaMelo, we're not even sure when ultimately he's going to get back on the floor at this point.
You're not wrong. Luka Doncic had to happen eventually.
Here we
It's going to
go.
be interesting
We
to
gotta play.
see.
We gotta play. $3.
It's going to be interesting to see how much people are going to go here.
I'll play for $3. He's
Are you
having
going to back out?
he's
You're
having
going
a
to
good
back
off
out?
season. How much does this FIBA World Cup factor into he's going to be tired next year, or does that sort of set him up?
No, it's all about being skinny. It's all about being skinny. That's going to be the key for Luka.
This is what happens when you draft in August, right? He might roll his ankle, playing whatever
You're right,
Germany,
yeah.
and then it's all over. So, which way do you go here?
I think I'm looking at this. I have to say, Brick City got the most money to spend here. Clearly wants it.
What did Jokic go for? 100, was it?
100. Yeah.
100. Man, crazy. I thought Luka was your man, right? Isn't he the GOAT, greatest of all time? Surely he's worth paying.
That's your thing.
Is that my take?
That's your take.
Oh. Who's bidding against me right now? Is that you?
Well, that was me. I agree with that take.
What an a-hole.
Yeah. No, I think, like $60. You know what? I think enjoy him. Enjoy him at 65. I think that's a
I will
steal.
enjoy him at 65. Compared to Jokic.
Compared to Jokic,
Compared to Jokic.
I really rocked the market with that Jokic one. So
compared to Jokic, I'll take it. I reckon.
oh, interesting. All right, interesting. Duncan Robertson. How much would you go for a 3-point shooter that had a good year after having 2 bad ones?
Give him $3. Give him $3.
All right, I'll go up to 2. I'll go 2 here.
You feel like there's more rotational minutes available in Miami now, considering some of what Gabe Vincent has gone and
Strus and Vincent
gone.
go.
Yep.
It's really this hinges on Damian Lillard potentially occurring or not. But yeah, look, that's an interesting pick. Giannis had to happen. Let's go $2. If that'd be a steal. If everyone fell asleep right now.
Played 63 games last year, so you're hoping he plays at least that many games again. Yeah, 31 and 11 last year. You feel like he's going to do that play again this year, isn't it? He's probably fairly safe bet, right?
He's the focal point of Milwaukee, and they brought back the team. They clearly have aspirations for that. He's going now higher than Luka. We are drafting interesting.
You know what you're going to get with him. You know what you're not going to get with him too. Yeah, you're not going to get the threes.
That's the free throw shooting.
Yeah. So
no 3-point percentage stuff or even 3-pointers.
So Team Joiner. Team Joiner. Jump on the Giannis bandwagon. He's only got $140. He's spending all his cash.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, how do you fill out? Like, I'm looking at my roster here. I've only got 3 slots filled so far. I got some money to spend, but like, what's the?
You got to end up burning it on LeBron. You're like, I got to
maybe.
Steph Curry.
You look at those games played. That's the biggest thing you worry about. But you kind of know that. You kind of know that you're going to get high 3-point percentage, high 3-point makes. Just shy of 30 points. And when is this guy going to slow down? Really, that's a big thing. The assists as well. Does the addition of Chris Paul do much for him? It's kind of hard to say, but I don't know. You're talking about a player here. We got to look at what else has been divvied out. We've paid some big fees for some players tonight, so I feel like he could be deserving.
Surely get to about 50 or so. I think if you're paying 60 plus, you might be starting to stretch it. I think you overpay. You're hoping he's going to have another up year, and I don't know how much further up can he go. He probably had similar to Lillard, right? He probably had a career year to a certain extent at his age as well.
Yeah, and that's a reservation for me. Writing up this price a little bit is that Golden State is probably trying to maximize that championship window based off their off-season moves. They don't want him playing probably more than 65 games, with recognition of that All-NBA. And I'd be quite weary about picking that. And also, like, I've already got my guards. I got Tyrese, I got D Booker. I don't want to need to do. I think it's his name kind of carrying the status a little bit at this point.
What are we at now? 59, 60. Someone's got some Warriors love there, I think. You're just going to take him for his name, really. Now you're overpaying now for his name. You know what? He'll probably win you the 3-point category, though. Yeah, if he has a hot week, he'll probably get you that win.
Could be good. I'm on the clock. I'm struggling a little bit because I think I'm going to go in a different direction. I don't think I want to be the one picking. You know what I mean?
Just anyone from the Suns, right? Anyone from the Suns. $5. He's even worth $5. What do you expect?
He is going to get stats on a team that isn't currently going to have starting 5 players. It depends. This is a budget beast with a couple of drawbacks, but
this feels like a Duncan Robinson gamble, isn't it? It's just sort of a different.
It's better than the Duncan Robinson. It's better than the Duncan Robinson gamble. That is a steal. $8 for Westbrook. Are you kidding me? Someone paid $7 for Bol Bol. Bol Bol ain't touching a ball all year.
How many minutes is Bol Bol getting? Yeah, that's a $1 million question, isn't it? So I guess it's Here we go. Here's another gamble. Which way do you go with this one?
You're right. This is you know what?
29 games played. How many more games can you play this year?
We clearly can pay. even if he only gave you 30 games with those stats and those splits, is that enough to help you throughout the season? This is not your starting power forward by any stretch of the imagination.
Depends
But like,
depends what price you pay here, right? That's the
you
whole.
know what? This is fascinating. Looking at the perception around Westbrook that he gets $8, and we're currently up to 10 for Williamson. That's interesting. He played substantially less games than Westbrook.
But
I feel really good with that Westbrook. That might be one of the best
Here's the
picks of the
upside.
night.
Can I get him for 11? I got him for 11. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. This a Zion gamble feels. I don't know. It feels like like a Westbrook gamble, like a significantly higher than upside than a Westbrook gamble. Clearly.
Well, there's also a consciousness of the money right now. If we keep picking high picks, people are going to burn out of cash, and then they're not going to be able to make good decisions. And there's some good players at the top that I think maybe are overvalued. They're not worth the 15. This is another interesting pick. Another 20 and 10 guy. The last 20 and 10 guy went to me for $40.
Well,
What do we put him
I
at?
took Lillard at 35, so Harden surely is going to go around that 30 mark. That's the thing. But
I wouldn't feel comfortable giving Harden 30.
well,
I don't.
I don't know. Stinger might get a steal here. Oh, here we go. Someone's going to kind of spoil the party, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
you got to
Mess it
know.
up for him. Mess it up for him.
You got to know. Because the thing is that if Harden surges at the right time, that's an asset, right? That's an asset for your team.
I don't know. You feel like he'll give you maybe another 20 and 10 year, right? That's what you're banking on. There you go. Paid you $19.
Rudy Gobert. The stats are misleading, right? As a fantasy player, Rudy Gobert is probably good value.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just
absolutely.
he's not good value when you're trying to win games. But where does because I think now a lot of people are looking at their budgets, they're halfway through. Brick City, of course, really got the swinging power now. I'd feel comfortable taking him at 17. I feel like he'll sit around my James Harden range. I don't think I could go much further than that. That doesn't mean also know that strategy out loud so you can push me up. You know what I mean?
It's
I'm gonna go around there.
it's funny. Brick City hasn't spent much money at all, right? It's like, what's he waiting for? He's gonna spend it all on Tatum and Anthony Davis. That's currently the options on the board right now, the highest options
Well,
on
who
the
are you
board.
bidding against, really, if that was the case? I'm gonna let this one flip. You can have him. You can
No,
have
take
Bol
him, take
Bol
him.
and Rudy Gobert on your front court.
I don't have Bol. I
Oh
needed
my bad.
I
Oh my
needed a
bad.
five man. Yeah, I'll take him at $20. You know. All right,
Jason
Tatum.
Tatum and a
Here
dollar.
we
Well,
go.
this
Let's
is
play. Let's
you know
play.
what there's some real. This is what okay. You can sense it. Brick City. This is what
Yeah,
Brick City
yeah.
wanted.
He wanted this.
Brick City wanted Tatum. You got to rack up. I feel compelled though. Like I've probably got to rack the price up a little bit, right? Like he's at least a $60 player in this comp.
I don't know. Have a go. Have a go. Isn't that what it's like? I don't know. I've never been a huge Tatum fan. I don't think I've ever drafted Tatum in a fantasy game. Like I think he does some nice things, but you know, I think there's other players that in that same tier that put out more production from a fantasy perspective. Remember, we're not talking about impact on winning or how far the Celtics go necessarily. It's how many stats they get on any given night. Oh, we got a bidding war now. You're gonna fight this guy to the end. Yeah, Brick City be like, I got all this money, I got no one I wanted. If you,
I'm curious. You know what?
you
For
didn't want him.
60
You
bucks,
didn't want him.
for
Did
60
you want
bucks,
him?
that's not that bad.
Yeah, yeah. I paid
I got to
I
round it
paid
out with a good
65 for Luca. Yeah, I don't know. I feel better value there at 65 for Luca.
similar stats though on a fantasy standpoint. I think I did all right there. See, Jimmy Butler, this is a real like, oh, I know his name sort of pick. You know what I mean? Like we know Jimmy's not going to have big, but I don't know.
Surely
How
you've
far
got
are we going to go up here?
40 to 50. Yeah, 40 50. Yeah, anything under 40 would probably be fairly good value. We got now what two teams here, Illuminati and Brick City. Plenty of money still to spend right now. They're gonna have to start to pick some of these top 10, 15 talent here. Otherwise, they're gonna rosters are gonna be thin.
Well, it's also you're going to have issues with free agency, right? I mean, how does that impact free agency having certain players just hanging out there?
Team joiner, spending like there's no tomorrow. It's like that. You get the
All
free
right.
$350 and you might as well spend it, right?
I'm going with an interesting pick here. It's a bit tactical. It's tactical for the league.
His 41% field goal shooting feels like a bit of a turn off, isn't it? And then now he's gonna. Have you heard the story how he obviously is wearing the green hair for like a personal reason?
Yeah.
So now he's got to wear the green hair with the blue uniform. It's gonna be a, I guess it's gonna
So
be
yeah,
an
this is
interesting
a
color
this
code
is a
there.
classic. Stinger unfortunately has overpaid for what Marcus Smart brings, considering that Westbrook, Zion, James Harden have all went cheaper than that. Um, look, you and I are in the same thing. I'm very concerned about Illuminati and Brick City. They got a lot of money to spend. I don't want to put a player up and then get forced into a bidding war with them.
Well, you let them, put a player up, and then whoever they're willing to, who they really want that's left on the board. See, that's the catch. Who's left on the board, right? They're gonna have to start to make some choices here, how they spend their money. How many rounds in now? We're about a third of the way in.
This will be interesting to see where Paolo goes. I think Paolo's good money. 26, coming off a Rookie of the Year candidate here, and clearly I don't think the field knows this, or at least recognizes the impact that he's got. He's got to go for more. He's like,
Stop fighting
he
me,
is.
man.
Dude, I would
Here
take
comes
Paolo.
Matt to the
I would
party.
take. I need a power forward. I need a power forward here.
Hey, I need some Zion insurance here, alright? I'm assuming Zion doesn't play more than 40 games, and I spent my $20 on him or so, right? Sorry, $11 on him. So I gotta shore up my.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought I was about to get Paolo for $11. I was like, that is a steal.
Nah, man, like surely I gave you a book, right? I didn't fight you over a book.
I think I had to pay 51 for book. Everyone else bought me.
Run Paolo up to like 50 now.
I'm not gonna go to 50, but no way I get him. Oh, I was about to say. I was like, come on. I feel like you're really 0.5, right? And then you click the button. You really. All right. I did it too again.
You're gonna play this game with me, right? This is compelling watching right now. That I just give me my man because he's the best player on the Magic, even though he's not an all-star.
What about? Have you heard of Franz Wagner by any chance? Have you heard of this?
Right. You take Wagner, I'll take Bankero. All right, let's go.
I don't want Wagner. I mean, Wagner's not bad, but yeah, Bankero. I think we're pretty confident he's going to have a big season, or at least I am.
Well, you're definitely putting $20 aside for that big season, all right?
Oh my goodness! I feel good. I feel real good getting Paolo at 21.
Take him.
He's going to have better stats than Wembanyama. I probably need a center. I'm looking at this. I need a center. Brick City. It's going to be interesting what they do here because they've got money to spend. LeBron James had to happen eventually.
Dollar. Oh, he's at 20 now. Overpriced.
At 21.
Overrated. Just who wants him? Someone's trying to build their fantasy roster around LeBron.
Well, the hard part here is that you look at the games played, 55 last season. Does he get to 65 next season for all NBA honors? You would safely say yes. So what's that going to look like? I'm gonna get my hat in the ring here. I think we can rack this price up. I think we can probably get him to 30 to 35. Because that he's going to play 65 games. He wants the career accolades at this point. That's what's important to him.
He scored 28.9 last season, 8 rebounds. Like, surely his numbers have to start to decline at some point, right? Like, he's like 38
The shooting
now.
splits would be where it hurt you.
Like
the 3-point percentage started to drop.
Like, I'm not saying he's going to fall off a cliff, but surely his numbers would be lower than what they were last year. I think that has to be realistic. And then next thing, AD rolls his ankle, LeBron's the focal point and averages 35 points. Alright, Cat. What did LeBron go for? 36. Alright.
See, this is interesting as well, because you look at his splits there. He played 29 games last season at 20 and 8. Really struggled with Gobert to get it sorted. And I don't think was the best player on the board for the Minnesota Timberwolves, if we're being honest. But at $23, not terrible. That's that Rudy Gobert. That's that James Harden, Paolo Banchero range. It's hard, I think you're looking at the prices here, and I'm conscious of my salary cap. I hate to admit it. I don't want to go over my salary cap. I don't want to get stuck here.
AD. Well, look, if LeBron went for 36, AD's got to surpass that surely. Anything less than 36 is a bargain now, being AD. You're obviously sort of saying that he's not going to, stay healthy, um, or whatnot. But I'm gonna try and burn your salary cap down, man. You want to bid with me? Let's go. Well, you're doing some quick math there. How much RPM he's gonna give you next year. You know, clicking that button, man. You're gonna go into
No, I might leave it alone. Actually, I
single
reckon you
digits,
can have
single
him. You
digits,
can have him at
single
24. I
digits.
like that. I like
24.
that deal. I would have been happy with that.
Remember I said anything less than 36 for AD versus LeBron feels like a bargain. I'll take him at 24. It's all right. Feels at my four spot there. All right, we still got
I'm
a
kind of
few
looking at my team here, and it's like
core names here.
I think
So
the hard part, Bam going here. The games played is the big thing for Bam right now. That he probably is going to play a lot for you. Brick City, I feel like he's pretty poised to take this just based off the money.
surely, like he's still on 300 bucks. and
Who's on
and
his roster at this point, you know?
I don't know. Um,
But you know what? What Bam gives you, I'm probably not as good as Anthony Davis. If he goes for more than Anthony Davis, I think you definitely got a good deal. Even if the games played are better, he's not going to get the same level of production. Those blocks, that blocks are under a 1 on that. So
got some interesting names on the board there. Your man Laurie Markkinen's still up there. Mikal Bridges, Jaren Jackson Jr. defending.
the Mikal Bridges one is interesting because you'd be overpaying for potential, right? Poised to have a really good season.
You don't think a 25, 5 year is reasonable for him as the number one option at the Nets?
It's such a small sample size, right? And that team was so random at the end of the season. I don't think people took them seriously, thought that they needed to do the same level of defensive scheming as normal. They had a pretty good series against the Nets, maybe slowed down a little bit.
Brick City, got a center. Good job, man. Spend some money. $277 left. All right, you're up. Who you gonna put on the
Yeah,
table?
look,
Keegan Murray. I thought you were gonna do a spoiler here and go Chris Murray. That would be funny. I'll go Chris Murray next just to mix it up a bit.
the hard part here is people are going to start to figure out I can't bet a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, a part of me wants to like pick a real dud and then see if other people bite on it. But
Chris Murray could definitely, be have some upside. I think definitely could have some upside. How much are you willing to pay for that upside, right?
That Steph Curry influence, right? That's what you want. You want him to. I'll take that at $7. Keegan Murray, going to be a high 3-point percentage player. Bit of a steal, and I've still got some flexibility to do something big.
All right, I'm scrolling up and down his list a bit. I should probably just type this in. I think. Oh man, that beeping noise makes me nervous. Yeah, this is my main man. I love this guy.
Yeah.
How much? How much? Who wants to outbid me for him? Come on. Like
Well, Brick City, clearly playing. I've
25,
got no interest
5
in
and
getting in on
5. Zach LaVine. I think I actually got an empty spot, the two-man spot. I think he would fill out nicely there. But how much for? How much for? That's the $20 question right now, right? How much for? And DeRozan takes touches away from him. That's always a bit of a. Imagine his numbers without DeRozan. Yeah. Brick City just has money to burn here, right? It's like I'll get you to overpay for him.
Well, that's the interesting thing with Brick City, right? Is that he has the money to do what he wants. Same for Illuminati, but has he missed a window to really capitalize on a couple of players? And then when you look through the bidding list, could you not see him taking $10 extra on a couple of the players that we got? And, still being poised of good salary cap, but having better quality players. I don't know. Maybe waited too late to spend that money.
Oh, he was willing to spend $1 more. Getting to that $30 mark now, it's like, come on, hit 30, surely, there you go. You're willing to pay 30 for Zach LaVine, yeah, Oh man, is Zach LaVine on the same level here as like Dame
No,
Lillard and
no, he's not. He's not.
LeBron
He's not. Let
James?
him. You got to get Brick City to burn some money. What are you doing?
What do you mean? I like LaVine. I like LaVine. Look, he's at 35 now. I'm I think this is a good way to go here. Next thing, let's put Lonzo Ball on the table, man.
All right. So who got him? Brick City at
Yeah,
35.
take it,
That's
take it.
that's yeah. For the 35, you look at the players that have went under that. And Edwards. I think this might be Brick City's player. And I think Illuminati and him are going to have a bid. I'm going to quickly go to the toilet because this is a live recording and I can only do so much.
Good prep there, man. Good prep. All right, what we got here? So we got Brick City, Illuminati. Who wants Ant Edwards at $30? It's definitely got some upside here. 24 and 4 and 4. Surely Anthony Edwards going to have a greater season than he did last year. All right, all mine. Gives me my starting five there. I'll take it. Chet Holmgren. Was waiting for this name to pop up.
Yeah, look, this is a tricky one. So, this is
while you're gone, I scored Anthony Edwards for 36. Ha.
yeah, not bad, not bad. I'd say, look, Chet Holmgren, he's poised really, for rookie in the year, right? Got that sophomore rookie sort of red shirt feel. Gonna be a blocks menace.
What did Wembanyama go for? 20 something, right?
I got Wembanyama for 34.
34,
In hindsight,
34.
maybe a bit of an overpay, but I'm banking on that rookie of the year push. But I'm going to be honest. I feel like Chet Holmgren, he's going to
You're going to go all this length here. Why are you bidding for all these bigs, man? You're the one that says bigs don't have a career. In fact, they die earlier. We've got that on the podcast somewhere where you're like, bigs die sooner than others. And now you're bidding for Chet Holmgren as well as Victor Wembanyama.
I think what I'm banking on here is that these young guys are going to push. He's not going to have a long career, but he's going to have a good season. I don't think that's far-fetched.
20, he's pushing up there now. Is Chet going to have a more productive year than Josh Giddey?
Potentially. It's the blocks. I think for me, it's the blocks. That's what intrigues me the most about Chet Holmgren. For $21...
It's all right. You've got your Twin Towers. There.
I'm going to have a blocks category lead. Wembanyama and Chet probably going to average at least 2 blocks a game, so I'm pretty good. Jaren Jackson, talking about blocks, very topical at this point. Quite poised, really. To have a big season. Showed a bit more of an offensive role when Ja was out, and that's probably going to continue now.
You would expect that, especially once Ja sits the first 25 games, right?
Really wonder now. Yeah, so, look, the fact that Jaren is going for more than Paolo and Chet Holmgren, I feel very good about my team. And I'm going to let this price go up because, you're valuing it, obviously. You value blocks. Is that how you play your fantasy?
Oh, look, I don't think blocks are the, key category here. I think, it's just one of many.
But what else does he give you? And you know that he has foul trouble. So his minutes are down and we'll see how we go here.
All right, who's up? Team joiner. Suddenly, me and you have the least money left on the board. I've gone on a spending spree right now. But I filled out my rotation, basically. 3, 6, 8 players here. Got the top 8 players now.
See, this is tricky. Darius Garland, those stats are misleading because 21 and 7, it was a quiet 21 and 7. Donovan Mitchell took a lot of the thunder over there. But, wow, okay. Clearly they know something we don't about Darius Garland this season. $38. This is, you know what? This is a byproduct of not spending your money early. You start to get a little bit anxious to spend. $38, that is That is cheap. All right. I'm gonna go with this player.
Ah, man, troller, you're a troller, man. Where's he gonna be, hey? Where's he gonna be? How does he feel that he's been on the trade block literally for about 2 months now? Like, his name clearly is the one that's being circulated right now that's gonna go somewhere to be able to open up a spot for Lillard to come into town, right?
Well, that's the issue, right? Is that they don't want it. So Stinger, great steal at $7.
$7.
Perhaps I might have just suggested to him to clog up other people's rosters. I'm going to be honest.
Could be a steal. Could be a steal. Don't get me wrong. All right, let's play some top end players here. Hey, we gotta put these guys on the board at some point. Surely these remaining sort of 5 to 10 players can't go to the free agency pool. That'd be like craziness. Domantas Sabonis. Isn't this baby Jokic?
This is baby Jokic. But I'm uncovering a bit of a strategy. I can't bid on him because I have max power forwards. So I can't rack the price up. So it'll be interesting to see if the rest of the field here kind of figures out what they're supposed to do with baby Jokic. But I feel like anything under $30 is still very good value for what he's going to give you on the stats.
The only thing it doesn't give you besides Jokic is really like 3-pointers. Which not that Jokic shoots that many, but he definitely strokes it from perimeter. Who am I bidding against here? Brick City. Brick City, the man with the money, yeah? He's got to get some of these top 20 players on his roster.
That's Brick City's issue right now, is that he's got 3 roster slots filled. So, he's not really in a position right now to let some players.
Who's on his team right now? You got that in front of you?
Yeah, so Zach LaVine, Kevin Durant, and Bam rounding out his starting 5 so far. So to pick up Sabonis would be good. Give him that all-round stat boost.
He needs somebody here. He needs somebody who's going to run the price up for me. I was hoping for like under 30, like you said, right? For baby Jokic.
But you know what? Like maybe 40. I could see this going to 40, and you'd still be getting a decent player.
Well, considering Jokic went for 100 in our draft.
I definitely look, that could still age really well. He might benefit from having Jokic all season.
Someone freaked out at the start, I think. How much higher can his stats go, right? 40 and 20, yeah? 40 and 20 with 80% shooting from the field. Be your 2K stats.
You can get him up to $40 here. And Stinger, I think, realizes something's going on. So
he realizes that this is a quality
I think you
player.
can go to... you know what? I'd boldly say go 41 and he'll keep going. Go 41, he'll keep going. He'll keep going because I reckon he'll pay $50 for this. He's looking at it. I can spend 50. It's not too big of a deal.
Get cold feet. Get cold feet. There you go. Give it to me 40. I'll take him. I'll take him at 41. That's all right. Give me some depth here. I've actually drafted Sabonis like last 2 or 3 years. Actually, he's always given me good production, and I like him. I like him.
Now this is a chance. This is tricky because this is your other Sacramento King who's going to have a big season. King of the Fourth. High shooting splits, $30, maybe a bit of a steal, but I just don't know if we want to bid against it. It's not really my need at this point.
There's a lot of quality point guards in the league right now, isn't there? If you think about it, across the board.
Can you pick up a guard? You look at my list, for example, I got James Harden, who's going to be giving me 20 and 10 at $19. I don't know if I'm willing to pay basically double that. And I think that, you know what?
32.
Subtly, there's a guard that's still on the board here that I think is going to go in. Interesting. You know what? 12 games played. At what point is this a potential pick? And Brick City thinks that this is a potential pick. I'm not touching Cade Cunningham at all. I would have touched him for a single-digit price. I'm not going anywhere near $16, $17. He can fill out his roster with that.
I think Cade Cunningham has a lot of upside. Don't get me wrong.
There's no doubt of the talent, but there's a concern around the playing, right? This is not... For me, this is a bench spot at best. And I'm looking at this list. There's still some quality players here, right? I'd rather take Ja Morant, who I know is not going to play 25 games, than Cade Cunningham right now. And the fact that he's going for more than a handful of my players, I feel real good right now.
No, I've got 4 spots to fill still. How many spots you got to fill?
Well, I've only got 3. I've went hard. So I'm not good at the center spot. I feel like I probably need a center. just to make sure.
I've only got one true center. I've only got Gobert, so I've got no.
Now
pure
this is an underrated time for Laura to appear because we know that he had a breakout season last season. Is he going to continue that? Is he going to continue a 25-point average, knowing that he's going to be a little bit more scouted than he was last season? And it'll be interesting. I don't know. Where would you pay for this?
I like the guy. I feel like, and I said this all throughout the year, that he's having a career year, and he's not that old. I don't know. It feels like if he can back up 25 and 9 again, it'd be shocking. Look, I don't know. 30 is probably reasonable for him. Take that gamble. It's creeping up there now at 25. I don't
That's
know.
high. That's high. This is money to spend, isn't it?
Like, I think the Jazz, again, the Jazz are going to have questions to answer at the trade deadline. What are they going to do? Is it time to tear it apart? Is there a move to, make to, I don't know, are they going to trade for Dame Lillard? It's funny that they were part of that conversation, right?
Another interesting pick at this stage in the game. What injury flight risk, going to play with two other ball dominant players, little wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That other ball dominant player hasn't appeared yet in the draft. You wonder if people have forgotten about Jaylen Brown. But at what price could you score Porzingis knowing he's going to be on a top 3 team in the East?
20. 20? What do you reckon?
20 tops?
20 tops. Again, you sort of think, look, what did he put up last year as the second option at the Wizards, right? 23 and 8. So, if he puts up another sort of 18 and 8, I guess, for the Celtics, I think they'd be happy with that production, especially if they, hit 60 wins again, sort of thing. So, I don't know. I think Celtics are going to be interesting to watch next year, I think, considering all the shakeups they've had this offseason. You're up. Where you going, man? Which way are you going? You're giving him to me, right? Isn't that what we decided here?
I'm okay. If you want to join this bid war, I can let him slip through. You tell me the price you want Brick City to go away for.
It feels like some level of collusion here that you're gonna run the price up.
Oh, is it reported too?
Look, obviously, I'll take Franz Wagner for the right price, but $10 is getting a bit steep for me.
That was my limit. I'm not touching him any further than $10. I got the better Orlando Magic player. I'm happy with mine.
How much do you pay for Paolo again?
I got Paolo at
20
sorry, I got to pull over. I think $21.
21,
So
21.
obviously similar stats, a bit better shooting splits, but I'm out now. I don't want to touch this.
Illuminati thinks he knows something that I don't, right? He's that's all right.
That's the hard part. I feel like these guys are reacting to what we do sometimes. They're like, oh, geez, they know something we don't.
Yeah, clearly we don't know anything about podcasts. Have they not read our comments?
Yeah.
I was thinking actually about the recording just like last week. I said something along the lines like, I never watch any NBA games. $18. Oh my god! I paid $8 too much for him.
That's way too much. You got hyped into that.
Right,
who are you picking? Who do you feel like needs the spotlight right now?
Banchero rolls his ankle. Franz Wagner becomes number one option, and
that's huge.
I'm
That's
okay
huge.
with that. I'm okay with that. Let's see.
Jaylen Brown, Brick City right now. Spamming that button. He's ready.
Look, Illuminati's got 180 still in the pocket now. It's suddenly, dried up his spending. So
just sign that Supermax. Is he gonna have a big season? Do we let Brick City get him at $20? That's the big thing right now. Surely not. Surely we can't.
I feel like Jaylen Brown feels like a player that's really underrated. Again, looking at his stats there, just on the board, 26-3, nearly 50% splits. Like he's such a high level number 2 option. I think like you sometimes don't really recognize that because Tatum obviously is such a superstar in his own right. $30 now. Now we're going to LeBron territory. LeBron, Dame, Anthony Edwards.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I was just trying to rack up the price in Brick City. I did not want Jaylen Brown at $30.
It's all right. We I'll tell
We
you my
got him to pay
32.
$3 more.
I
We
don't
got him to
know.
pay $3 more.
10% increase. Add that GST. Add that GST on top. 33. Take
That'll
it.
do. That'll
He
do.
needs to
It'll be
fill out his
interesting.
roster, right?
He does. I mean, looking at his roster, he's filled it out recently. De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, Kevin Durant, Laurie Markkinen, Bam, Cade Cunningham, and Jaylen Brown. This is a great pick. This is going to be the hard one. This is going to be. I'd be curious to see what the rest of the field here values him at. Those stats don't tell you a lot, other than the 83 games played. This man likes to play in NBA games.
But that's important. That's important. You know, a player that's available, a
For
player that
fantasy,
always suits up.
100%.
Yeah, you know, it's something that can't be overlooked. You know, I guess you know his numbers there, right there, 24, and I think it was about 4 or 5 assists too. In the sense was, I don't know. This is a real tough one. It depends what sort of rotation they go with at the Nets as well. Now they got so many sort of players that have potential. Who are they going to play? You know, how are they going to shake this out? Are they going to stay in the hunt for a play-in spot, or you know, is it just a season where it's a total rebuild in a sense? $31.
And this is where it gets into the potential there with the higher usage rate, with more of the focus. It either goes upside or we kind of find out he's not that player. And that's not to discredit his talent or his ability. It's just, it is a different role having the ball all the time. And, you know, it was a flash in the pan at the end of the season, and everything's so different after trade deadlines and those kind of things. This is an interesting one. DeMar DeRozan, is he more, like, would you say he's worth more than Mikal Bridges?
Ooh, ooh, I'd say not, simply because of his age. In fact, I reckon Zach LaVine is playing more valuable again because of his age than DeRozan for the Bulls.
Zach LaVine has the knee, though. That's the big
No, look,
hesitation there.
he came back slow last year, and then obviously towards the end of the year, I think his numbers ramped back up. You know, again, you know, the Bulls are in a series of, you know, sort of which way are they going to go? You know, are they going to ever tear this down, or are they just going to keep staying the course in a sense?
All right, another one that felt really overdue at this point, Kyrie Irving, big name, but games played sits at 60. At any point, could watch a documentary that gets himself in trouble. It's hard to know where to place him and what his value is, but is 20 the right price?
Yeah, look, Kyrie, will he even be in Dallas by the end of the year? That feels like a topic I'm going to start right now. If Dallas come out of the gate slow, which is potentially not shocking because the lack of chemistry they had last year. Even if Doncic comes back fully healthy, conditioned, ready to go, it's a level of chemistry that how does Kyrie fit alongside Doncic in the bigger picture?
Oh, surely you're bidding the house right now. You're ready to go. You're ready to rebuild the Magic.
No, I don't need any power forwards. I'm okay there.
Right. Unfortunately, I can't drive this price up at all. But I'm glad that Brick City is finally clued in. Because this would be honestly, if anyone gets him under $10 right now, that's a steal. You know that he's either a trade piece that impacts winning, or is going to stay on Toronto.
I don't know if Siakam's. You sort of. I feel like you're overrating him right now. If you look at his numbers there, 25, 7, and I think it was 6 or so assists. I think, and he was almost flirting with that sort of near triple-double territory at the start of the season. But I don't think his number's going to go up. I don't think it's going to go up. I think the numbers are across the board that are going to go up at the Raptors are sort of the peripheral players and the players that maybe had a less of a chance to shine. Scotty Barnes is probably one that jumps to mind. You know, clearly someone should put him on the board.
Oh, $11 is a steal. $11 is a steal.
PG, Kawhi Leonard.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing here.
Jordan Poole. You know what you're doing here. I love the confidence, man. What are you doing here, huh? Share it with us. Talk us through it.
All right, so
talk it through.
This is okay. So sincerely, I'm now making picks to just make sure other people fill up their rosters, right? I've got some money to play with. I'm suddenly staying at the top of the salary cap here. Jordan Poole is going to average more points on bad shooting splits, and it's not going to impact winning. And I would not be. He is not worth $15. I have Keegan Murray and Russell Westbrook, who are going to be far more impactful collaboratively than Jordan Poole will be. I am glad that he is taking up someone else's roster spot.
I get you.
I'll be interested to see if you're on my wavelength at this point, because I feel like they've got money to burn, especially Illuminati. Illuminati's got to get below 100, and so does Stinger at this point.
I get your theory here, and I can't click on the right button for some reason, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God, pick someone.
I wanted
Right,
to pick a
Desmond Bain.
player, but I couldn't even pick the player. But anyway, that's okay. I'll go with this guy. For a dollar, I'll take
Desmond
him. For a
Bain.
dollar, I'll take him. Surely no one wants him. People are like going googling him right now. Who the hell is this guy? No one wants him. 10 seconds. Let's give him to me.
Well, you know what? You wonder, have other people maxed out their shooting guard spots, and that's why no one can take him right now? Because that's what's happening. Every time a power forward comes up, I would have racked up the price on Siakam a bit more. Looks like you and Illuminati at this point. Whoever takes him has run out of shooting guards, though. Important to know.
Again, I feel like he's going to have a hot first 25 games, at least. Every player at the Grizzlies are going to get a great opportunity here, I guess, in that sort of sense, until Jar comes back and takes a level of touches and possession away from his teammates, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing. It's such a different team without Jar there, right? In terms of the usage, in terms of the philosophy. I think for $9, I'd be happy with that.
I'm alright. I'll take that. Does that fill out my two-spot rotation? I think. I don't know. Let's have a look at what I got here. Maybe I can take one more.
No, you got one more. You got one more.
I got one more.
Yeah, not bad.
Alright.
How do you feel about Van Fleet? Because neither of us are picking for a little bit. How do you feel about Van Fleet? Because
Well, look,
Houston new role here.
you would think his numbers are going to be probably similar to in what he had in Toronto. What was he averaging? About 25 and 8, almost something along those sort of lines. So you feel like he would be able to match those sort of numbers. They didn't pay him all that money to not play him.
Yeah. I can't rack up the price on this, by the way. Brick City can't get him at $1. You can't get Evan Mobley at $1.
Well, here's the reality. Some of these players are now going to start to go for that bargain, sort of less than 15, less than $10 price, because in part there's so much talent still on the board. Because we've only got 6 players. That's the thing. Usually the league is at 10, right? Yeah, that's another 40% of other players taking 13 rounds of players away from you. Yeah, you do your math there. That's another 50 players off the board. Yeah, but right now we've only got a league of 6. There's going to be quality names still left on the free agency pile. You almost got a decision to make at the end of this draft. Like, is there someone that you want to drop? Buyer's regret. You drop them now and grab some name that's sitting on the draft that you missed and no one grabbed it. In that sense, like, right now, is Jar even going to get drafted?
Nah, so now that this 17's too high. 17's too high. For what that is, that's too high.
You reckon Mobley, not worth that price?
Definitely not. Definitely not. It will be interesting. There's some, I'm scrolling down the list a little bit, trying to get those obscure players going. And yeah, it's interesting. Brandon Ingram, another interesting name, falls under the Zion category. What do you think? You know what? At this stage, safe time to bet. Safe time to bet low numbers like this. Because I don't think I want to touch him.
Play 45 games last year. Imagine, and I said this at the start of last year, I picked actually the Pelicans to make the playoffs, if you sort of recall. And then suddenly Ingram got only 45 games. Zion played whatever he played, less than 20. CJ McCollum was the focal point of the whole Pelicans season, and the wheels fell off, right?
Yeah, look, this is a potential pick, and maybe a couple of rounds ago, scoring him at $10 to $20 is huge. But yeah, look, now that he's in that $20 range, I don't love it at all. He's not going to play. He's proven that time in and time out. And he's currently going for more than Caleb and Kero.
Is PG and Kawhi going to get drafted?
I don't think so. I wouldn't touch him. Paul George over Kawhi for sure. Kawhi's going to be a better playoff player, but that's not really where this is going. Jalen Brunson's sitting there as well. DeJounte Murray, Walker Kessler. These are names that I'm looking at trying to decide if I pull the trigger. At this point, I feel tactical about trying to bait people into bad choices. Right, Scotty Barnes.
You feel like
good name.
Who ended up buying Bol? You feel like as soon as his draft ends, you go and drop him. You just go and pick out the best name on the free agency pile, right? And you just cash out your $7.
I can't bid out on this one at all. I can't touch this one. Another power forward really locking me in.
That's all right. You can't win everyone, man. What position do you still need to fill?
Small forward really is the weak spot, and center. So both of those is a bit of a consciousness of, but that's not, they're not the good positions, or at least currently what's left on the board. Maybe I've missed a window there to get them.
PG is a small forward.
PG is a small forward. Not interested, but thank you.
That's one less competition for me to grab him at $1. Is that what you're saying?
A little bit, yeah.
Vucevic, man, this
Vucevic, you
dude.
look at those stats, steady man. This is a steady man.
I used to draft him when I was playing for the Magic. Had those 2 years as an All-Star. I think he was good fantasy value. His numbers are starting to go backwards, though, aren't they?
I think it's more that's a byproduct of the team that he's on, right? And obviously re-signed up an extension, a very team-friendly extension. I think like 15 or 20 mil a year. So you wonder if maybe he ends up elsewhere. I'm going to jump in on this one because I do need a center, and it's not a bad center to get.
Dude, don't spend your money on Vucevic. There's other centers out there that still better value, like Miles Turner.
Well, Miles Turner may, constantly in trade rumors, maybe will or won't be on the team.
Did you get him? No, team joiner, $13.
No, I didn't want him. All right. I'm going to go with it.
Go with it. Go with it. Let's see it.
What
Let's
happens.
see it. All right, there you go. You put him on the table. Someone's gonna bid for him, right? You're gonna. How much are you willing to pay for him?
If I get him at $1, I'm okay with that.
No, I know where you're gonna get him for $1. If you get him for 20, that's the catch. If you get him for 20 for 2/3 of the season, will he be a game changer for you? Will he be the Ja Morant of old, or some new, evolved, God-fearing version that hates guns version of Ja Morant?
See, this is a category where I got to rack up the price to Illuminati. I got to. I'll leave it alone there. Could be a really good pick. Could be a really good pick. But I feel like 20. There's better players on the board that are going to play all season for me.
Give it to him at 20. That's all right. All right. Who wants him? $1. I'll take him for $1. I'll even take him for 5. 3.
Now, you know what? We got potential right now to load up Illuminati with more players than aren't going to play.
See, here's a name that people know. They're like, oh, I know him. He's okay. He's an all-star, right? Now he's at double digits. He's going to get to at least like 25.
Well, this is another $20 player. Really.
Jump in. Now it's like, will PG give you 60 to 70 games? Yeah,
Easy. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
60 games.
I'm cool with that. When you watch this recording back, Illuminati, I was trying to write up the price. You can load up 2 players that are going to miss a quarter of your season at minimum.
Oh,
for that.
So much hate there. All right, Brick City, let's go. Which way is he gonna go? Surely just go Kawhi, yeah? There's like someone take Kawhi. Just take him. He's the next ranked player on the board. Who's he looking for? Scrolling up and down, looking for someone. He's looking for Allen Iverson. Bobby Waters. He might have a big year after his FIBA World Cup hit out, or he might have another year where, remember JaVale McGee went and played for Team USA, then he came back to the NBA and then didn't even play any games.
Well, I think at $1, like I can't bid on him, I can't touch him. So at $1, yeah, that's going to be a good value.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think other people realizing that. I think there's definitely a sense internally. You can't let someone else get someone for $1 that they've picked.
Unless you got.
And you look at those stats: 14 and close to 10. That's a double-double.
Yeah, but
on
remember last year, Brook Lopez missed a lot of the year as well, and Chris Middleton was still rounding himself back into shape. So I don't know. I don't think Bobby Porter's stats are ever going to be significant because he comes off the bench more often than not.
But you can see Bobby Porter's playing. Here's another one. Honestly, if we get Illuminati to take Kawhi Leonard, he's done.
He's done. He's done. You're writing him off already.
He's done. That'll be his last.
Right.
Oh my god! $21. Let's go. Oh, let him go. Fill out the roster. Are you kidding? What are you going for? Your last 3 players aren't going to play. Oh, so all right, that's one less person to bid against. They're capped. They are capped. They're done. It's over.
All right.
$59 left on the board that they cannot spend.
Miles
Turner. This is a good pick. This is how much did Vucevic go for? $13.
Mm-mm.
You grab him. You grab him for more than $13. He's going to be worth more than $13.
Like you sort of said though, Miles Turner's greatest challenge is that, is he going to get a full year at the Pacers? You know,
I'm okay with backing out because there's still centers on that list that you know like everyone needs a center, but there's still good centers out there.
well,
Aiton,
you got your main man
Allen,
Aiton there, yeah? Maybe you can get
yeah,
Aiton for $4.
Brook Lopez as well. There are still good players on the board there. Even Robert Williams, for all of his injury issues, he's going to get you some stats. And the fact that he is now up to $25, that is not good.
Who's
That is
overpaying
not a
here?
good
Brick
amount.
City. Brick City suddenly opened the bank. 27. Who's he beating with Stinger?
I think realizing that the draft is a long time. We've been at this for over an hour now, and we're all tired and we're all delirious about what we're bidding at this point.
Speak for yourself, man. I can go another draft if you want.
Back-to-back drafts? Is
Hey,
that the content that people are waiting for?
this is only a 6-person draft, yeah. I'm used to going, 10 players, yeah, 10
All right.
players. What sort of
This
league
is
is
this is the one that we were talking about before, that at this stage in the draft where people don't have money or don't have roles on their thing, what do you pay for this? I'm going to jump in because I feel like we need to acknowledge he's going to play. And I think those assist numbers are going to be pretty solid. I think, and like underrated, but Houston right now, no one's really touched Houston, but Ime Udoka is going to do something with Houston. They're going to be different coming this season.
Houston was really inconsistent the last, year or two with all the young talent they had. On any given night, Jalen Green might light it up, then he'll shoot a brick the next night, and it'll be another player that sort of lit it up. They're a real hard team to gauge because their talent is still so young. Van Fleet obviously gives them some level of stability there, and I think, look, whatever you get him for, what is he now, 14, 13, 14, probably good value. He's never been great on the percentages though. I think that's something
No,
to consider.
and a real flight risk, for getting blocked, for getting stripped, easy turnover.
15
All right.
not too bad.
The hard part here is I've got to pick someone who I would want. I can't just burn away picks anymore.
CJ McCollum's still on the board. Tyrese Maxey, Anthony.
I'm gonna go with
Andrew Wiggins, Austin Reeve. Do you feel like he's a guy that's and no knock against him, but he had a great year. He's going to cash out. Might not actually build on this. Maybe
the
like
answer to that question is absolutely not. I do not want Austin Reeves whatsoever. I am glad that someone else bought him.
Do you think he's like a Duncan Robinson? He never really built on that career year, and then sort of got the money, and then sort of just didn't do much after that.
Well, there's a lot of praise from LeBron, right? Talks very highly of him, feels like he can trust him, and had some big moments. This is a big one. This is a big player here because you look at those splits. It's the 2.3 blocks. It's the fact that Utah, interesting team, and I think people realize it. People are looking at this saying that there's some potential here. So it'll be interesting to see what he goes for.
No one's Bradley Beal.
I think you and I are on the same wavelength with Walker Kessler, but at what price? Single digit rebounds, single digit points. Is he worth that much? You need a big man, right? You need a big man. You gotta make you overpay on him, yeah? You gotta make you think twice. 15? Hit 15. I'll leave it alone.
That's all right,
There's still good centers on the board. That's the tricky thing.
It's all right.
You look at
I think his
you look at
upside is huge.
for example.
Upside is huge. That's the key, right, with him and his age. Second season now.
RJ Barrett. So just so that you're aware, this is the last roster slot for Brick City right now. So if he really wants RJ Barrett, then he's gonna. You know what? Take him for $15. Take him.
All right. So we got what? Bradley Beal, Claxton, Jalen Williams, Sengun. What do you reckon of Sengun? Is he going to be a 20 and 10 guy in the league. Will he be like a Vucevic one day? I don't know. What do you reckon? Or is it just going to be like a Enes
Averages
Kanter? Enes
15,
Kanter.
9, and 4 on a team that had no structure whatsoever. You wonder what they're going to do when they actually capitalize on his talent
You think
and
he'll be
really
a
string
20
it
and 10
together.
man one day?
This is the one. This is the Walker Kessler equivalent, right? 12, 9, and 2. Very similar stats. But Stinger and I got money to play with at this point, and both of us have a couple of roster slots to fill out. So to be curious, I'm going to play around a little bit. We're going to see what we get. I think I know what my cap is, but I'll see what his cap is.
You've got plenty of money to burn, right? How many spots you still got to fill? 1 or 2?
I got 4 roster slots to fill, but there is a
Four,
consciousness that I don't want to overspend on someone. I know what his value is compared to other people. I'm good with $12. That's a steal.
No, it's not going to let you have it. You reckon you're going to put your money in Claxton and not like Jarrett Allen or Brook Lopez? Or your main man?
I've actually got 2 slots. I got 2 slots for a center. $14 is a steal. I'm good with that.
Same price as Kessler. There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah, and similar stats, so I'm good with that. I don't feel like I've overpaid. It'll be interesting though. Do you get to nominate when you've got a full thing? This is I can't touch this pick. So for $1, this is great value, even if it's dud stats in my opinion. But
man, this is the part like you said, like I said all along. There's going to be talent left on the pile. Like at this rate, no one's going to grab Bradley Beal. Yeah, and that's it's a matter of what production we get now with the new environment in Phoenix. Yeah, but
this is a tricky one because I've got interest in Maxi, but I also don't want to overpay for Maxi.
Oh, love Maxi, man. Love Maxi. If they could only just start him, man. If they could just give him like a full season as a starter, I think he would have a huge year. And obviously, if Harden gets out of town as well and makes it his team in that sense, I don't know. Whenever Philly are ready to do that, right?
I just got a 20-point scorer for $3. That is a steal.
All right. Looks like my last pick here. I'll click on this. How do I? Oh, here we go. Select. Nominate. $1. Does anyone want him?
Well, I can't bid on him now. I've maxed out my shooting guard, so
people are like, I know that guy too, right?
He's on the Golden State Warriors.
He's a splash brother. I'm gonna spend $2 on him. Surely there's some players that have their spot filled up on their roster that they just can't beat anyway, like yourself. So look,
yeah, no, it's an underrated tactic here. And for $3, yeah, you're right. This is steal territory right now.
I take it. So, that fills me out. That's my team, man, and I'm happy to make some, make some. Here we go. It tells me my roster is full and I've completed my draft. So all I can do is watch, I think. I don't know.
The hard part here with Steven Adams is the games played. And he just disappeared last season. And as important as he's going to be, you really wonder. I'm cool with that. I'm backing out at 10. There's another center on the board that I'd rather have at this point. Are you filled out? You filled out. Okay, cool. So I can talk to you now about my strategy. So,
no.
Did he just pass? So I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson.
Good pick. I love the man. I'll trade you for him. I'll give you I don't know what I'll give you, but I'll give you Franz Wagner. There you go. For Brunson. Hey, I paid $18 for Franz Wagner, and you'll probably get Brunson for like, what's he at now? 5?
Well, I bid 10 because I thought at least someone would try.
You got money to burn, man. You got money to burn, right?
I probably need to look at my roster, to be honest. With him on my roster at $10, I probably need to move him around.
I love it. Who's trolling
potentially
here? Who's trolling here? He's gonna land. He's gonna
potentially a byproduct. Potentially a byproduct of looking at the stats and not realizing that they only played one game, so that might be why the stats are a little inflated.
Let's give Stinger some credit here. He's got some tactic up his sleeve that he's going to swing this for like Ben Simmons or something as a trade or something.
All right, I'm not going with that. I'm gonna go. Well, I know who I want last. I'm gonna be honest.
You got one more spot, do you?
I do have one more spot.
Yeah. Who do you want? Who you want? Talk it up. I can't pick anyway.
I'm gonna go with DeAndre Ayton, dude. And the only person that I'm bidding against is Stinger, and that's the hardest part. If he chose
$68, he dropped $68 on Ayton.
Well, this is the issue, though, right?
Yeah,
this is the issue. He's got to decide. He's got to decide. He's got to decide. Does he want to? Because he's competing now with Joyner to fill out the roster, right? So he's got to decide how much money does he want to drop on him and go with that. But you know what? Potentially he's lost interest because the fact that Ayton's going to go for $1 is a real steal.
How many Phoenix Suns have you ended up on your roster right now?
Only two.
Only two. There you go. Take
my god.
So no one wanted CP3. Surely someone's Draymond.
No, you don't want to touch CP3.
CP3. Hall of Famer. What other... Feels like some core names here have just not been picked. You got to have a look at this free agency pile as soon as this draft ended, and could be some bargains left. This last pick?
No, so funnily enough, so Stinger's just filled out his second he's got 2 more picks to go, and so does Joyner. So there's real talent on the board. Like they really can just pick what they want here.
See, that's what happens when you got only six players, right? So
yeah, so Cam Johnson, not a bad pick there. The 42 games played, obviously due to injury while he was in Phoenix, but obviously was was fine when he came to Brooklyn. So we'll see what happens.
What do you reckon his upside is? Do you ever think he's going to be like a 20-point a game scorer? Like, I don't know. I think
a solid 3-and-D player, right? But it's a needs based kind of industry at this point. So Stinger, it happened so quickly. Added Drew Holiday, not a bad pick there, but you wonder at that age, you wonder at ending the contract how much impact it's going to have.
At $1, right?
Yeah, look for $1 in your utility slot. I mean, Lewis King going before him, probably a bit curious, but it is what it is.
Jeremy Grant,
not a bad one. Potentially going to be the second option at Portland, irrelevant. Scoot Henderson going undrafted at this point. You do wonder if someone should rejig their team there. I'm quite high on Scoot to have a decent season. Definitely better than Lewis King. But we'll see. All right.
Draft is complete.
And he picked up DeJounte Murray right at the end there. So not too bad.
Not too bad. All right. Let's go to my team. All right. Well, I guess maybe we'll wrap this up and we'll break down some of these teams in near future.
In future weeks.
We've only got how many more weeks till the season starts?
We can probably milk this content for another 3 weeks. Yeah, we'll see how we go.
All right, beautiful.
How do you pick up an injury replacement? I'm going to ask right now. Can we just pick someone up?
I don't know. You got to clear a spot, I think.
There's no injury valid places. It's fine. It's fine. All right, cool. Good fun. GG's.
Right. This is Two Guys With Spare Time. I'm Fowz. This is Nick. You're probably a basketball fan like us, so hopefully you can throw us an assist and giving our video a like and subscribing to our channel.
And if you got thoughts, feelings, or even some suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. And thank you for using your spare time to watch us in our spare time.